Hey, everybody. Welcome to Awesome Talk Interviews. We have back on the show
his return,
the Italian badasseter himself.
He's been away sailing the seven seas.
With a pasta strainer on his head.
Spreading the good news.
Jacopo's back in the house. Welcome, Jacopo.
Hello, everyone.
Well, I wanted you to talk about the work that you've been doing lately, but before you do, some background as to what things are like where you are right now.
Okay, so where I am, what is happening? It's just happening that it has been more than 5 years since the civil war in Syria has starting to spread, and after 5 years, in 5 years, many people have tried to move to Europe. What is happening now is that since some states decided to close their borders, these people are getting stuck at those borders, and they are basically trying to come to Europe by feet, walking. And now they no longer can, because what was just a passing point, now it's a closed wall. And so I have been in this place between Greece and Macedonia, in which now 12,000 people are stuck.
Wow.
And they have been stuck for almost 3 months now. These people come from Syria, and they are all families, parents with children, and 40% of these 12,000 people are actually children. There are several hundreds of children without parents or without any adult.
When you say children, how old are these children?
Under 18 years.
Jeez.
It's a person under 18 years of 18 years of age who comes without any adult at his side. The background is just this: there is a gigantic war going on in a place called Syria. From this place, people are trying to escape because it's actually impossible to take part to this war. We have this myth of, if there was a war in my country, I would join the resistance and do something like in Braveheart,
right?
Or in any other really heroic movie. But in Syria, it's actually not possible, because what would you do? You go outside and you throw a stone to a plane or to a helicopter or to a pickup with a guy with a gun. So resisting is mostly impossible, also because there are many armies involved. There is the Syrian army, there is the rebel army, there is the ISIS army, there is the Kurdish army, there is the Russian army, there is the American army, which is not really not that involved, but who knows. So who would you join? Which side are you on? I am on the side of people who are trying to survive, and this makes me an activist.
So what got you out there on the front lines? What was it you saw? What was your breaking point?
My breaking point, I actually didn't have a breaking point. I just saw that there were people who organized this caravan to this refugee camp. And I said, well, I have the money it costs. It was 200 euros for 5 days. I have the free time. I will dedicate my free time to go to this place and see what is happening. Then it was not only about going and getting and seeing what was happening, because we have been bringing supplies, we have been bringing many stuff. But also it was concerned. It was about getting informed to then go back home and spread the informations that we gathered. So my breaking point, I have been living on a breaking point all my life. All my life, I have been seeing crazy stuff. I have been acting. I have been doing. I have been taking taking every possible chance to try and do something. This is just another occasion in which I said, let's go,
Nice.
let's go. These people. Well, it's important to say something before I tell you what they have been asking us. This camp, this place, this is not a refugee camp. This is a campaign. This is a place in which people started to arrive and to get stuck. So this is not a standard refugee camp, because it has no bed, it has no bathrooms, it has nothing, it has no water, it has no electricity, it has no cuisines, it has nothing. It's just a land. These thousands of people have been there for months, actually months. It's really cold. We went there in April. No, sorry, in March. At the end of March, it was snowing. I mean,
Wow.
you could see the mountains like at 5 kilometers, and the mountain tops were white.
Wow.
It was really cold. The people are sleeping on the railroads of this train station, and in these fields, which are no longer cultivated, of course, because they are stuck of people. When we arrived, we did this. We told to the Greece authorities that we were coming. They knew we were. They knew that we were many, and the news that 300 Italians were arriving started to spread. When you have nothing, when you are leaving your past and you are trying to reach a future, when you are a refugee, all that you have is hope. Seeing that 300 people are arriving, and they don't belong to any organization, they don't belong to anything, they are just common citizens. They are coming. This new brings a lot of hope. Hope is really dangerous, because hope is the root of every riot, of every revolution that we have been studying in history.
Wow.
And so what we represented for these people was hope. But for those who are who have to keep the situation under control, we were a danger, a problem. And so, yes, this caravan of 300 people arrived bringing shoes, but we brought a lot of hope. That's the reason why the police was forced to stop us on a bridge for 4 hours under the rain. Not because we were bringing weapons or bringing a riot in the camp, but because we actually were adding too much sparkling to a situation. The Greek police never gave me the idea of doing anything against these people who are hosted in this camp. They always they were acting as police should be. The police should be acting, and by saying this, I mean keeping the situation under control and trying to keep everyone safe. Even if this meant to stop some life supplies that we were bringing, what would you do with 1,200 people? No, sorry, 12,000 people. Thousands of children. 300 Italians arriving with shoes and noise and fucked upness that we bring around. Yes, I understood that moment. I was empathic and to this policeman who unfortunately had to stop us to prevent us from going into the camp. But then they let us go. When the situation settled down a little bit in the camp, they let us go, and we were finally able to reach this place, this incredible place, which is, in my opinion, the denial of all the values of the civilized world, which I was taught they are peace and equality and freedom and whatever. These people come from Syria. Syria is not a jungle. Syria was a normal country. I have been speaking with teachers, with nurses, with doctors, with every kind of human being, possible mechanics, with every possible human being in that camp, and they all reminded me of myself and my friends. And so we're not speaking of animals, we are speaking of people just as we are. And so this Idomeni camp is the denial of what makes the first world the first one.
Always been the
Syria
third world.
portrayed to places like in the United States, people here mostly don't think of Syria and they think like, oh yeah, it's just
Yeah.
a normal city like here, or no, like people don't think that. They're led to believe that any place that isn't here is so much less advanced and so
Yeah.
much less, and it's a ridiculous idea. I don't know, it's just another way to separate in your mind
Yeah.
and make more differences between people, so that way it's easier when suffering happens. You can just, people just turn away from
Yeah,
it.
sure.
Because
I think that we have a really big problem with the Arabic world, which means absolutely nothing. Damascus is a gigantic. It's like saying Rome. Damascus has has a gigantic history, which is much bigger than every other city in Europe. We are talking about people who have truly a millennial history. Millennial? Oh, I don't know. Their history is as gigantic as ours. They only speak another language and they have a different religion, which for me is absolutely not a problem. But the main problem that our society has with this culture is that we know absolutely nothing about them.
Yeah.
We have never been studying the history of the Islamic world. We don't really know. We don't even know what language they speak. Because if I tell you that a person speaks Arabic, I could be referring to at least 10 languages.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we don't even know what language these people speak. We should not be speaking about their culture. But the problem is not what language they speak, what culture they have, is that in everyone suffers in the same way. That's the point. If you have a child or a daughter or a fiancé or a friend, wherever you are, you feel the exact same way as we do. So, in my really humble opinion, a father who puts his son or his daughter on a boat and starts a journey which could never end, or could end in a sinking, how do you call it?
Sinking.
Sinking,
would probably
yeah,
be
yeah.
Yes,
it.
sinking. He's a fucking hero. because he is facing the unknown, like the romantic period, the guy who looks to the sea of clouds on the top of a mountain, which is really beautiful and stuff. But we are dealing with people who have a strength and a courage that I think we would really not have in such a situation. And how are we paying them? Today, the Macedonian police shot at these people, rubber
Jesus.
bullets, or however you want to call them, and tear gas, and they were trying to breach the barbed wire
Yeah, right. Jesus.
Barbed wire, yeah.
with bare hands.
God.
So we are talking about fathers and mothers who are trying to bring their children over a fence which is made of iron web and barbed wire, trying to destroy this fence with their bare hands, who are getting shot by the Macedonian police. This is what we're talking about. These are not terrorists. These are not. These people are just like us. The most incredible thing, in my opinion, that is happening now is that the European Union just signed on the 1st of April, which is also die. How the fuck can you sign anything on the 1st of April?
Yeah, right.
It's just like, common sense. Don't do on the 1st of April. Don't do anything. Just lay your bed. Well, they signed the agreement with the Turkey government of Erdogan, who is always in my opinion a real terrorist. They gave Turkey 6 billion euros.
Jeez.
To take care
Yep.
of the situation of the migrants, which means absolutely nothing. They are trading on human in this moment. They are the Turkish army is shooting regular bullets to these people at the border. They are trying to sink the boats that these people use to cross the sea with their boats, with their not boats, but whatever, their navy is trying to sink the boats that these people use. And my question is, how, if we are saying every time we say that we should think about the Europeans first, and then we can think about these people, then why are we giving our money to Turkey? How is it possible that we are not using these 6 billion euros to help out the Greek people? These people were cultivating their land, and now their land is impossible to be cultivated because it became a camping. Why are we not giving this money to the fishermen in Lampedusa, which is the bottom south, I'm sorry, Lampedusa is the island which is at the very south of Italy. It's really close to Libya, and they are arriving there with those little boats, and the fishermen now in Lampedusa can no longer fish because they keep picking up people from the sea.
Wow.
Or corpses or whatever. So these places are destroyed. Migrations are a problem for those who are facing them, and at the moment we are facing them because we are in the south. And why are we gifting our money to this Erdogan guy, and not using this money to help out the people who are voluntarily giving their life to help these refugees. This is something I don't know. I actually went to the border with uh, Austria last Sunday, and because Austria decided to close their borders, and no one can come to Austria now if he is not in possess of a passport or ID or a European ID, which means that all these years of European Union are now getting fucked up by Austria, who says that, well, no one can pass here, and also Serbia and also Hungary. These governments are closing those themselves, leaving the problems to Italy, Spain, and Greece. Germany is, well, let's not talk about Germany. And it's not fair. It's not right. I went to the border with Austria with a thousand of with yes, we were almost 1,000 people to say that no, thank you very much. We are a nation now. We are Europe. It's not that
It's
like
when it's
if,
convenient, it's Europe,
yes, when
and
it's
when it's
convenient,
not,
it's Europe. When it's not,
Yeah.
it's Austria.
Same as here. When it's convenient, we're free. When it's not, we're not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the Austrian police, they let us pass the border without any problem. Then after we crossed a curve and we were hidden by a mountain, they decided that no, now you cannot pass, and they charged us. They beat us.
Jeez.
They shot us with this tear gas, which is incredibly annoying to because I don't know if you have ever been pepper sprayed with this gigantic fox that the police use to pepper spray you and to tear gas you, but it's not really a nice way to spend a day. And we were only asking why can't we move freely?
yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Why
Right.
why do we have to eat shit for this European Union? We have to use this euro coin, which is not our own coin. To which I say, let's do so. It's a really beautiful idea to be all together. Let's get used to this. But at least I can move freely. Now I cannot. So they say that this is to prevent us from terrorism. I would say that we have secret services, how you call them,
Yeah.
the CIA or
Yeah.
Sure.
whatever, however the fuck they're called here in Europe. They are more efficient than a fence, I hope. Than if a fence is enough to prevent us from the dangers of terrorism, then why do we have Interpol? Or if we have the Interpol and the secret services, why do we need fences?
Yeah.
It's a really stupid logical problem, but in my opinion, it's a really important one. So if we are trying to avoid a problem, then why don't we use the means that we already have?
Do you think that saying it's to help avoid terrorism and a terrorist, do you think that terrorism has just become the new scapegoat that racist people like to use?
Of course, it became this. The only thing that makes us that will allow us to live in peace is to take these people, teach them how to stay in our society, because it's a right to not to know the traditions of another places. Then let's make schools. Let's take these people. Let's tell them, okay, we do this and this and this. Whatever the fuck you believe in, continue to do so, please. It's not a problem. Be welcome and consider yourself welcome. Become Italian, become Germans, become whatever the fuck you want to become. This is creating citizens makes society equal. It makes it even in rights. If you create enemies and create ideal problems, and if you see at this foreign people as terrorists and whatsoever, it only makes them feel humiliated. And yes, it divides us. Prejudice divide people. I dream of a world in which we are the same. I have been speaking with people who are as I am, as good as I am, as bad as I am. I have been speaking with people who are the same as us. I think that they would make really good Italian citizens or whatever citizens.
Hopefully. I mean,
Yes,
hopefully it happens.
If they have the means, and if they are helped, because it would be really hard for me to go to I don't know, Iran and become a good Iranian citizen at the moment if I didn't receive any help, because it's not my culture.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
it would be really hard for me to come to United States and to become an American citizen, culturally speaking.
Yeah.
It's a different life. I would need someone to teach me how to act, how to go around, how to speak with people.
But it does seem like there's a big push by the elite who run everything to get people to remain as divided as possible. Like you said,
that's the only way. If you're paying attention to hating your neighbor, you're not going to look up and realize they're doing the damage to everybody.
Yeah. It's like, we talked about how you get freedom when it's convenient. Your union when it's convenient. But still, you get 1,000 people going to the border going, what the fuck? And then you got other people closing the borders going, no fucking way. Like there's a really wacky divide, there's a power struggle going on.
Yes. To this, I only have to say that I don't care. Whatever they say, I will keep on doing my things. I will keep on going around Greece and Macedonia, or however the fuck you want to call it. I will go again at the border with Austria. I will go again at the border with Hungary. I will go, if necessary, at the border with Turkey. I will tell them, fuck you. I am a European Union citizen. I have my right to pass through here. No matter who you deploy, I will just crush them.
Will you tell us about some of the people that you met and some of the stories when you were there? You were talking a little bit about it online.
I will tell you one story. I met this family of Kurds. The Kurds are these people that the Kurdish people. They have been attacked by everyone in the history. They are now fighting the ISIS in Kobane, which is a city in Kurdistan in Syria. I met this family of Kurds, and there was a father with 2 sons. The mother, I don't know. It was not there. And I went to the tent of these people, and I started speaking with them. Then one of the guys took a sort of guitar that they have, which is called Saz, S-A-Z. It's a typical instrument of the Kurdish people, and he started playing this song, which I recorded. The father was beating the tempo with a piece of iron on a rock. At a certain moment, the father stopped beating the tempo, and he just got out of the tent and started walking around on the railroad. Then the song finished, and I asked one of the two guys what was the song about, and he told me that this was a folklore song that was about their land. And then I understood why the father decided to leave the tent, because he was crying. The only connection that these people had with their past and their family and their friends and their past was this traditional music that they wanted to play for me and my friend who was making this interview with me. And as a musician, it was really, really important, these life lessons that these people gave me, because what defines you as a human being is to possess the dimension of time and space. And if you live in a queue for distribution of food and whatever, if you live in a tent, you are deprived of these two really basic dimensions that we have in our life. The only way that you have to say no, wait, I am a human being, is to remember who you are. And this you can do with music, and to dream for a future, to hope for a future. And so music is important, and it keeps the spark alive. And so this is the story I want to share with who was asking me, what do you remember? I remember a family of men who has nothing but a guitar, a past to remember, and a future to hope.
Jacopo, thank you so much for Skyping in, man. This has been very revealing and fascinating, and it's always great to see you, always great to hear from you, and I can't wait to start hearing from you more again.
More Badassiter. It's been an empty, soulless show without you.
You will have my news really soon.
Good.
Do you have a last thing you want to say to the world?
Yes, I'm tired of violence. It's too much. Stop it. Do something.
Stop it. Do something else.
Bring your fucking body in the street and protest, and tell your politics that we are sick of this bullshit, and we just want to live together freely in peace. All these people want the same thing. Stop. Yeah. Please stop. It has been too much.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you, Jacopo.
That's my really humble and stupid opinion.
It's your final word.
Yes, it is.
Thank you so much, Jacopo.
Thank
Rock
you,
and roll.
Jacopo.
We'll talk to you soon, dude.
Yeah. Ciao.